Vault Dwellers, and welcome to the next episode of Let's Build a Settlement here at the Far Harbor Visitor Center. Somewhere over there behind all those rocks. So, we built a waterfall, and we also have a nice little water mill here. It's going to be generating some wattages to our peoples, and that's where we are. So, I've had a lot of feedback from everybody about the waterfall. Seems like you guys all really liked that. And I'd mentioned that, or shown how basically easy it is to build a waterfall. You can also build a stream. And I'm not actually going to build a stream. I'm just going to give you guys a quick tutorial on how to build a stream. We actually have a perfect layout here of a kind of dry creek bed here that we're going to use. And I'm going to show you using basically the same exact principles of what I did to make the waterfall and how to make a cool stream. Now, I have showcased the streams before. Probably about a year ago, I had done a viewer request for a tribal build thing, and I put a stream in that one, and I made it using this same exact principle. So we're going to turn off all of our snapping, and we're going to go right to these guys again. And we're just going to start right up in here. So again, you want to use the same exact ideas of not keeping everything lined up. You don't want to just go in a straight line or anything. You want to stagger everything. You want to look at your stuff that you got going on here and kind of work off of it. Like this one, I kind of want the water to go up and over that rock. So maybe we'll actually pick this guy up if we can. There we go. A little bit higher. So that nice, just like that, it's flowing up and over the rock. Maybe we'll set that one down just a little bit. And there you go. You know, something as simple as that. Boom, you got yourself a nice little stream. And if you just keep carrying it on down that entire way, you've got this nice little bubbly brook that's going to be going up and over on all these rocks. And it's actually a little bit easier than doing the waterfall because you don't really have to worry so much about hiding things. Like on the waterfall over there, when you got up towards the very tippy top. I'm going to do a quick load so that we don't save that because we don't really need that. But yeah, up towards the top there, I had to put all kinds of rocks and grass and stuff in place to hide what I had built with the little mini waterfalls, making the illusion of the rushing water down towards the bottom there. So, yeah, there we go. So that is how you build yourself a nice little river. Use those same little aspects of what you got going on up there, and you get the same results. So off screen, I filled a little bit in with some of the grass and whatnot. As you can see, this is a little bit better looking. I think I had some floating grass sections here and there. I actually still have a little piece right there, but I'm not too worried about it. Just put a few little things in here, just, you know, a quick 5-second little thing, and I moved that plant over because it was sticking up through the ground. So, yes, we have ourselves a water mill here. We have some powers that we can send to the rest of the settlement, and we'll be working on that at some point. I am now going to finally tackle this little section here. Initially, this was going to be water-filled, but we're actually going to take the water out because we have water, and we don't want to have the same thing over and over again all over the place. This is not a water settlement. This just happens to be a settlement that has a waterfall that gets us a cool water mill going on right over there behind the rocks. So, what are we going to be doing with this? We are actually going to, if I can, I think, yes. Yoink! We're going to steal this, and we're going to put the garden over here. This is going to be our Gigantosaur garden farm bed thing. Oh yeah, perfect. Got to make sure that we're not sticking out the corners here as best we can, but we still got to get it over. And yeah, that's not too bad. I can actually fill some of that in with some stuff. I just want to make sure that we're kind of not sticking out of that wall there. It's going to kind of muck things up a little, but just because of the shape of this darn thing. Oops. What's up? I'm going to work this just a little bit like that. Alright, I can work with that. So now we need some more garden bed. Now I have to find the garden beds. Oh, here we go. That was pretty simple. All right. Got here. Foothills? No, we're just gonna stick to regular dirt because we've already got this bad mamma jamma in place. Let's see if I find. Oh, and of course I don't have one. It's the same gigantic. Where is that? Actually, it's a little bit small. That's so weird that in the game they make these big ones, but then when I go to try to make one, it's smaller. I don't know. I got nothing. So we'll have to kind of piece together a few here. Let's see. I'm gonna line up that. Can if I do that, but then it kind of leaves my other section there a little wonky. Go ahead and dip that down a few to kind of help blend it. Not bad. Alright, we'll start with that, and then maybe we'll twerk it as we go along. Throw in some rocks and or decorations to kind of help out a little bit here. Alright. And I could always just giganticize this. Let's see. What do we have here? Lighting, so we can actually see this here. We got 1, 2, yeah, three humps there. Alright, let me turn my highlighting back on so we can actually see. Let's see if we make this bigger. Let's scale correctly. It's better. Try moving this, that, and then go over this way, because, not bad. Again, this is still sticking out kind of weird. So, go ahead and make that guy big, and dip it on down. Our humps are lined up. Not bad, not bad. And we'll just have to, again, like I said, do some blending and some twerking here to make it look right, you know, because you got this like whole section right in here. So, but we can't get too close to the wall in that direction because that's going to be a little weird. And we gotta do that. And of course, we got that sticking out. So we'll have to do something to hide that. Maybe we'll stick a rock over here or something. Oh, no, I don't grab that one. We'll worry about that later. Right now, I gotta work on all this other stuff to make this look better. Alright, so let's see. What can we do here? Go back into here. And let's see. Maybe I do want to still extend my wall out just a little bit and bring some more farmland over here. This will definitely help with blending a little bit. Of course, now it looks like poopy, but we'll keep working on that because I don't like any hard lines like that. That just doesn't look right. That's a little better. Again, we can hide that. Alright, let's get some more. Some s'mores. I haven't had a s'more in, couldn't even tell you how long. Nice. Probably, geez, since like... oh, actually, no, maybe early 2000s. Probably one of the last times I camped. A guy that I used to be friends with, we went canoeing down this river. It was a 2-day trip, and he wanted to have s'mores. That was like his big thing. S'mores and corn on the cob. I don't really like corn on the cob. I don't really like corn in general. Which is funny because I'm about to grow a bunch of it. Nice. You're off a little bit. Still. That's why. Yeah, I'm back. Alright, that's good enough. Yeah, we got all these like weird dips in here. We'll have to kind of fix some of that and blend some of that. That's not too big a deal. But anyway, yeah, I'm not crazy about corn. I love popcorn, but regular corn, not really. I'll eat it if it's in stuff, but you'll never see me like, yo dog, I need some corn. Something like that. I don't know. Never mind. Just ignore me. Let's see. were planters. These all have borders on. Oh, they are. Yeah, so we don't want that. Alright, so we're going to try, maybe we'll try doing a little blending with Kraggles if I can find the right texture. Turn off my highlighting. Well, let's see, we have default, which I think actually, yeah, there we go. Default's pretty close. Kind of randomize this. Looks after a little while. A little while. Hawk here. Basically trying to get rid of all these harsh lines. Let's continue with this. Not sure if I'm even going to keep this, but actually no. All these different shapes are slopey. No, that's not going to work. Alright, all the way back to the beginning. It looks a little better here and there. We'll have to do some more blending. We'll throw in like some beets or something. Definitely, it's going to get a lot more hidden once we actually start putting in some crops and whatnot. There we go. So now we got like some bouncy land here going on. Alright. Get this. May or may not. Might have to go with other stuff. Alright. So let's go to CPC. Try that out. Get the grass and leaves. Yeah, that'll help on things. Some grass in there that helps hide some stuff. Hide some of the hard lines in there. Of course, now we got a line of grass. So maybe not. Alright, let me see if I can even touch these guys. Alright, let's get rid of those. Nothing too crazy about them anyway. Alright, let's go looking into the clothes. I think, yeah, that's kind of more what I was thinking. Something like this. Nice. That helps blend it quite a bit. You gotta change it up so that not all the same in here. Perfect. A little round doer in here as well. And it doesn't really matter too much. I mean, this is the edge of the garden, so maybe they don't care as much about what this section looks like, and they're just gonna let it get a little evergreen, I guess. Definitely gonna need something. Oh, put some of that in. There we go. Maybe some gravelly. Some of that in there. Hey, that's not bad. Blend it in a little something like so. Yeah, alright, let me turn off my highlighting so I can actually see what the heck. Whoa, this is looking like as we're going along. Actually, we could probably do some rock in here. Get the right one. Maybe. Nah. Let's go back to what we were working with before. Some of these dudes. Some happy little grass. A little of that to help blend it in. And yes, there's going to be happy little trees in here at some point. I don't mean here in the garden section, I mean just in general. That's what we're building. Heavily. Get some something's makes it look a little more natural. Perfect. I like that better. Back in here. Throw that in there. Nice. I'm liking it. Give me this curved dude. Perfect. Corner here. Yeah, maybe it's sitting over the top of that wall a little bit. Perfect. Love it. that guy. And, you know, we'll do the same thing right here. Gonna push a whole bunch of it right on top of the wall. Maybe that guy, yeah. And we just got like a nice little mound sticking right up there. Perfect. Alright. Over here. Maybe we don't need to extend our wall because we're going to have this guy here. Kind of helps close this in. Kind of blend this way at the moment. Then we're going to have to build some layers to hide some of that. I'm going to throw a little bit of this dude in here. So. Perfect. And we'll come down here and we'll build our way up. So. I mean, you could easily just, you know, put some rocks, like actual rocks in here to help hide that if you wanted to. Which I'm actually probably going to do a little bit of both of that. But right now I just kind of want to create the illusion that we got all this schmutz here. Some of this in. Help blend some of that. We don't want it to be all exactly the same. Nice. Alright, so now that we've done that, let's put, yeah, not that quite big of a rock. We can do something like this guy. So we'll actually help blend it in. Gotta find the right angle that works best. Actually, that's not too bad. Throw that in there. And a couple little guys like that in there. Like that. Perfect. Cool. Alright. Now we got ourselves a nice little garden plot. And I'm gonna upgrade you. You sit up here. Got missile turrets. Those things are awesome. They're actually one of the most powerful turrets I've found out of all the ones that I have for vanilla as well as modded add-on ones. So they shoot out a crap ton of missiles at really high velocity and just absolutely decimate like whatever the heck is coming at you. I highly recommend it. Stick a couple of rocks right in there as well. Cool. Alright, let's do a little save. Alright, cool. Now usually I would showcase like what I've been doing in Jamaica Plain, but I haven't touched it in quite a while, so nothing to see unfortunately, so apologies. Alright, now that we have that, we need food. And food. And here we're gonna start with some carrots. Why not? Rotate these so they get a little different on each one. I have no idea how many I'm gonna make. These are a little difficult because they're so dang small. I'm gonna start with that. You know what? Let's do 2 rows of these guys. Oh, there we go. That makes my life a little easier. Oh, go out of the hump on that one. All right, we got some carrots. What else we got? Yes, maize. We need maize. Rotate. Rotate. Like I said, I like to rotate these bad boys so that each one looks different. They're not all facing the same exact direction. Even just little subtle rotations they bring these bad boys out. Of course, it helps too that we have 2 different types of cornies. So I can squeeze one more in there so it's a little more symmetrical. Perfect. And you know what? Let's do 3 rows of these. Oh geez, you're up and get down. And yes, I am actually going to assign some people to this because we're not out of bounds, so I can actually get somebody in here to harvest these bad boys. So we're actually going to have a fully functional food distribution in our settlement here. Okay, we want, yeah, mut fruit. You know, for the longest time, I actually did think this was called mut fruit, and that's exactly what I always called it until I was watching somebody else's video, and they were like, mute fruit, and then it's like, oh my god, that makes so much more sense. It's, I got problems, I'm sorry. But yeah, for the life of me, just kept calling it mut fruit, because, you know, M-U-T, mut, which I think mut is actually supposed to have 2 T's. But, yeah, it shows how much lack of brains I have. I'm sure these are probably a little too close together, but I don't really care. It will still get harvested. Yeah, we need some potatoes. Let's get these a little closer together. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of food in this place. Good thing. Maybe we're gonna have a lot of mouths to feed, you know? Nice. You know what? I'm gonna do 3 rows of potatoes. Tomatoes, because maybe like me, they make their own hot sauce, and one of the special ingredients is tomatoes, fresh tomatoes. Perfect. Alright, so now we got a little land out here. We're gonna do all our ground stuff out here. That goes in water. Ooh, these bad boys. These take up quite a bit of space, so we're just gonna put one there. We'll rotate in this one over here. And put, what else? Wild corn. Go all the way back to the beginning and get some milk. Actually, you know what? There we go. I'm gonna do like 2 rows of these. Maybe Halloween's coming up. I don't know. Wrong type of gourd, probably. But, oh, we have these types as well. So we'll throw that one there. That one there. But I want some melons. Melons. I actually tried growing my own watermelons. I have my own garden. And it is pain, to say the least. In that I grew 1 melon plant, and you get 1 melon per plant. You can get multiples, but to get the best watermelon, you have to snip off all the other watermelons and allow the plant to put all of its work into feeding that 1 melon. Oh, no. Oh, wait. No, okay, I'm in US. Anyway, so yeah, you get like 1 watermelon, and you just have to keep up with that guy for like the entire season. And I think the one time I tried it, it didn't go as well. Like, I did get a melon, but I didn't have hot enough weather to really get what I wanted out of it. So it ended up being kind of eh. Let's see. Pots. I'm gonna put a whole bunch of outdoor stuff out here as well. Virtual planter. Not really what I'm looking for. I do have a scarecrow in here too that I, for the life of me, cannot remember where on earth those are. Maybe back this way, dum-dum. Maybe in CVC, perhaps. Decoration, signage. Yeah, I don't really remember where it is. When I find it, we'll stick it in there. In the meantime, though, I do have some cool stuff from Woody's Wasteland that we can kind of throw in here, I think. Possibly even, might even be in there. Let's see. Decoration. Yeah, probably. Decorations. Bucket planters. Actually, we're going to use some of these. We're going to, like, string some of these up, like, near the entryway or something. Ah. So, there we go. Like, hang that dude there. And hang this dude here. Maybe these people are, like, really big on crops as well. And flowers. Boom. You know, we'll do the same thing on both sides. Look at that. Look how pretty. Alright, anyway. Let's see. construction related? Not really. I do like wheelbarrow though. So we're gonna stick this guy like here. Just right. Boom. We got ourselves a wheelbarrow. Okay. Let's see. Do we have... What are you doing? Why? That's so weird. You. Garden. Alright. Look at that. That dude's making 12 food. Sweet. For only 3 people. Nice. We're already done with all that. Excellent. Alright. So now that we've got a garden, I think we need a garden shed. So let's see. We're actually going to start off, I think, using the floors from Woody's Wastelands. I want, yeah, this guy here. I'm gonna start with something like this at the moment. Let's bring you, oh, gotta be careful. Forgot I had gourds or whatever there. You know what, let's take those out. Melons. Oh, I have to store them. Alright, let's back this off just a little bit. Come on up here. Nice. Give you a little friend, like so. I don't know if we need to go that big, but we're going to start with that. Let's put some steps in here. Actually, no, I don't want to do steps. We're going to take out some more melon. Because I want to do a nice ramp. That way we can get in and out with the wheelbarrow and stuff. And, you know what? We're going to kind of make this like a greenhousey type thing. Why the heck not? And, you know what? We're going to go into our warehouse, I think. Walls, glass. We don't want any broken walls. Let me see. Alright, so we got a door. Not there. Cool. There you go. That's one way to get yourself nice walls without any broken glass, is just to double up on these bad mamma jammas here. Something like that. But I don't think I want it all along the bottom, so we're going to take those out now that I'm looking at it. Let's get up here. I think we're going to go with half walls from this guy. There we go. Like so. There we were. A little better. Construction-wise, stability-wise, I don't have to worry too much about too much glass getting broken. Alright. Top layers. Nice. Okay. Rufus's glass. We want slanty, non-broken glass. Ooh, maybe I just want to do a couple of these. Nice. Alright, so now we got that opening that we gotta fill in. So back to our walls. And there we go. Go. Oh, that's not gonna work. Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay. Back to the roofs. Yeah, why those sides are not closed in, I don't know. That one is. But that's like that weird trapezoidal. Oh, that one's got broken glass. Alright, let's see. Can't really win unless we do a flat roof. Well, could just do... Not here. Oh, there we go. But that one's broken. Might have to go to G2M to get the roof that I want. Alright. Let's go G2M. Right, G2M. No, not G2M. What am I doing? Watch. There we go. Structures. House. Rufus's. Metal. Greenhouse. Standard. There we go. What do we got here? What are our options? That's Gigantosaur. Alright, so you got that one again, and we got that one. These weird little doers. Huh. What else we got? Canopy. Oh, hello. What? That's it? Alright, well, how does that fit on here? Oh, and you're not going to snap. Am I snapping? No. Oh, it's not gonna snap because it's different. Ugh, Hodgepodge, you kill me. You're gonna make me put in one of your walls just to make that snap. Alright. Oops. Let's put that. Let's come back into walls. Oh, greenhouse, there we go. Alright. So maybe we'll swap out all the walls for something in here if I find... Maybe not. The ones that I was looking for. Yeah, I thought there were some better options in here, but maybe not. Round roof. Oh, I forgot about these guys. I used this when I did my haunted house movie. I think I'm going to use that. Alright, hang on. We got to redo all this. Just because this is so cool looking. Alright, so let's take everything out. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Alright. There we go. One for there. And... one for there. Excelente. Now that we got that, was there... yeah, there's like this rib thing here. Nope. Really? Gonna be difficult like that? Oh, these are actually really small. That's weird. I don't know. Alright, no, I don't want the doors inside. Okay. And... oh, yeah, bay window stuff. Okay. Let's see. Standard wall. Start with this here. Something a little... there we go. Alright. Now we're kind of getting somewhere. I know I'm losing my bottom part, but this is just too cool looking. Now I gotta see if I can find the right roof for that. Let's see. Angled, round, hexagonal, A, no, hexagonal, no, whoops, a doodle, too far. Round. Getting there. There we go. Boom. Boom. How cool is that? Nice. Alright, now we need to put some stuff inside there. And I also need some sort of ramp. So for the ramp, I'm going to go to... I don't know, let's go into USO. And structures. I suppose we can try in here to see what we have. Nothing there. Doors, stairs, no regular stuff. Okay. And we gotta check out scaffold. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. That's the bad mamma jamma. Nice. So now we can get in and out with our wheelbarrows. And now we gotta put some stuff in here. So we're gonna go to... where are we gonna go? Workshop Decoration Package. WDP. One of my favorites for this kind of stuff. Gardening. Oh, and that's exactly why. Turn on our surface snap, because look at that. How cool is that? It's like it was made for it, which... alright, let's get you in there. Cool. And this one's already got some stuff growing. I'll stick you right over there. Cool. And this one, whoa! Taking off on me. Stick that one, like, right on top of it. Awesome. And then, what else we got in here? All kinds of freakish stuff if you wanted to really get ghetto with the plant, like planting in the toilets. Oh, there's my scarecrows. I knew they were around somewhere. I'm gonna stick this dude here, and old Pumpkinhead's gonna go on over here. We'll stick him like right in the maze. Nice. And of course we got our wheelbarrow, one that's actually got some stuff in it, so we're just gonna kind of place this guy here. And this one's got some supplies, so maybe we'll stick it like right over here. It's getting ready to be taken out of there. That, I guess, I don't know. That works. Cool. Alright. Don't necessarily need some graves. Maybe we'll build a graveyard at some point. Let's see. Not really. Alright, go back into here? I want... Ooh, nope, not there. Need... Where are we? Garage, there we go. Excellent. This just looks like we got like a bunch of rando supplies in here. But you never know when you might need something like this that's for building something or whatever. Boom! Alright, I'm not too happy with that, just kind of sitting there. So we're just going to kind of park it maybe right over here. Cool. Let's check this out. Nice. Come on in here. We got our plants starting. We got some stuff. Maybe put a little uranium in there to help our potatoes grow big. What is that? Attack of the Killer Tomatoes? You may remember that. Remember the animated series way back in like the 80s, I believe it was. Okay, so that is done inside there. We need a door. I guess we'll go back to Hodgepodge here. And structures... No. But yeah, structures... Going here. Oh yeah, duh. Alright. We want something very fitting for this. Oh, yeah, no, we don't want a jail cell door. Alright, let's see what else we get. I guess we're probably going to go with, like, glass or something. Alright. Door left auto close. I don't know. Let's see how this opens. Oh, you go the wrong way. I don't want you to open inward. Okay. So we're going to get rid of that one, and then we're going to go through that all over again. So we probably want the right one, and then I'm going to reverse it, I think. Get the effect that I want. Or maybe we do want to go that way. I don't know. Check this out. We'll make a couple of different doors, and then we'll find out which one I want. Alright, so... turn you around that way. You should actually work. That's the way I want you to. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Alright. We got some crops. We got garden bed. We got a gardener. We got jack-o'-lantern dude and sock puppet dude, I guess. I don't know, sack boy, something like that. Nice. Alright, got some gardening. A bear trap right there. Cool. Got ourselves a wheelbarrow. Alright, our main entryway. I am going to do something with this parking lot here. I do have a nifty little idea that I might try to replicate from my build at Jamaica Plain that I'm working on. I haven't decided yet if I want to try and do the same thing or what, but we'll figure this out. Unless you guys have an idea of something you want to see me put in this big giant parking lot here. I do kind of want to incorporate the entryway along with it. So if you guys have some fun ideas, by all means, let me know. And maybe I'll see what we can work out. No, we got a flag there. That's not waving. I don't like non-waving flags. So we're going to fix that real quick, and then we're going to say goodbye. Alright, we're going to come into decorations, flags, tall flags. What is that? Oh, Nuka-Cola. Wait a minute. I thought I had a waving flag in here somewhere. No? Oh, there we go, waving flags. Yeah, let's get a new flag in here. Alright. Bye. And boom. Nice. Oh, it's only one-sided? How corny is that? Alright, hang on. Does this one have two sides? Okay, sorry, we gotta get rid of the new one because for whatever reason it only has, what's a doodle, one side to it. And that just makes no sense. Nor does me putting it there make any sense. We're gonna stick it maybe. I think it looks better probably if it's here. There we go. Alright. We gotta rotate it though. So get perfectly lined up if we can. Almost. Like that. Nice. Cool. We're open for business. Look at our dude, hard at work. Cropping. Awesome. Alright, folks, that's going to do it for this episode. I thank you all so much for joining me on my little adventure here, and I will see you all next time. Until then, don't get irradiated.